What's going on, everyone? Today, let's work on my motorcycle. It's been a while since I rode this thing, and we have something coming up this weekend. This Sunday is a Distinguished Gentleman's Ride. But before we do any of that, I have a few things to do maintenance-wise, just so we could get this bike up and running and riding safely. As you can see, this bike hasn't seen daylight in a few months. It's been collecting quite a bit of dust and quite a bit of jackets and clothing. But today, I'm gonna try to get it started, then I'm gonna do a few maintenance things, including changing the oil, and hopefully everything will be all good. But first, let's get everything out of the way and move the bike in the middle of the garage so we have more room to check things out. Okay, so a quick little breakdown on what this bike is. It is a 2013 Triumph Thruxton 900. Now, for the most part, this bike is pretty stock. There are a few things done cosmetically, some from the previous owner and some from after I purchased it. And there's just a few tidbits here and there. To begin, I did change the headlights to LED. I added bar end mirrors just to give it that cafe racer look. A slip-on exhaust. I've also added a billet shifter lever, because I did drop this bike in the past and it broke the original lever, so I had to upgrade. And lastly, I did lower the bike. The original Thruxton was a little too high for me. I am a short rider, so I did swap out the rear struts to Triumph Bonneville struts, which is 1 inch shorter than the original Thruxton struts. And of course, to keep the geometry, I did lower the bike in the front by 1 inch as well. I'm basically maxed out with lowering it, but as it sits, it feels great for me. As I mentioned before, I've dropped this bike twice. The bike got dented here and scratched up everywhere. So this bike has seen better days, but overall, this bike has been a pleasure to ride. Okay, before I get started on doing the maintenance on this bike, let's see if it turns on. The battery's kind of low. Let me get the jumper pack. All right, it looks like she runs. I forgot to leave it on the tender, so the battery drained a little bit. The major maintenance things I'm gonna do to this bike is first, change the oil. Second, I am going to change the clutch cover gasket down here. There is a small leak that I've noticed down here, and I just want to get that all replaced because we are in Las Vegas and it gets really, really hot. So as the oil thins out, it's just gonna drip even more and more. So let me get started on jacking up the bike and let me drain the oil real quick. All right, so while the oil is draining, I'm just gonna explain the stuff that I'm gonna be changing. So I got myself a new Cometic gasket that's meant for a Thruxton 900 or a Bonneville. I believe they're interchangeable. And I'm gonna be replacing the gasket on this whole thing. Then I'm gonna be changing my oil with 4 quarts of 10W40. Then I'm gonna change the oil filter with a replacement K&N oil filter. I like using K&N oil filters because of that nut, so I don't have to use any special tools to remove it. And they served me well for the past 5 years. Now, hopefully, this isn't too much of a pain to replace. There's a few things that I gotta look over first, just so I could put this all back together properly. Namely, gotta take off the clutch cable bracket, gotta take off the shifter lever from the cover, and that's pretty much it. So what I'm gonna do first is mark a location on this shifter lever, just so I could reinstall it properly. So I'm just gonna take a Sharpie and just mark it right here, just so I know when I reinstall this, these marks align. Next up, I got a piece of cardboard right here, and I'm gonna draw a quick diagram that outlines this whole clutch cover, just so I can keep track of what bolt goes where. So just to quickly show you what it looks like, I marked out all the bolts and X's in this diagram, just so when I take out each individual bolt, I'm gonna push them through this piece of cardboard so I can keep track of which bolts go where. Okay, let's get started. All right, all done. Now, some of you may be wondering, what is the point of all this? The primary reason is you don't wanna get confused with what bolt goes where, because some bolts may be longer than others. Prime example, these two bolts, right? One is obviously longer than the other. And you don't want to try to force a longer bolt into an area where it's not supposed to go because you might jam the bolt in or break the bolt off. So, okay, now everything is torqued and ready to go. What I'm actually going to do is let this sit overnight so the RTV that I applied can cure and also so the gasket can fully seat. I'm hoping that there's no more oil leaks after this and I did it properly. I still have to fill the bike with oil and I still have to button everything up. But for now, the work for today is complete. I'll see you in the morning. So as I've mentioned before, I'm prepping this bike to do an event this weekend called Gentleman's Ride. So Gentleman's Ride, or known as the Distinguished Gentleman's Ride, is a major group ride that happens every year, hosted by cities all over the world. And this ride is meant to raise awareness for men's health and prostate cancer research. It's mainly meant for vintage, classic, and modern classic bikes, but honestly, anyone could join, even sport bikes. The whole idea behind Gentleman's Ride is everyone dresses up, suited up, looks all dapper, and they do one big group ride just to raise awareness for men's health. So there's usually a main organizer that hosts the rides in wherever region you're in. So this weekend, I'm doing the Las Vegas region. If you look at Gentleman's Ride's website, you'll be able to see what rides are currently happening within your area. All right, it is the next day. We'll let the gasket settle overnight. Nothing seems to be off. Let's fill this back up with oil. Let's check tire pressures and check the rest of the bike. Let's go for a test drive. All right, we finally got everything buttoned up. Chain is now cleaned and lubricated. Tire pressures are all good. Oil is topped off. The breastplate is back on. All right, now to check the battery. One thing I installed on this bike is actually a USB plug, so I could leave my phone plugged in while I'm riding out. The benefit of this specific plug is it tells you battery voltages, so I don't have to run a voltmeter to check if the battery is actually all good and it's charging. So quickly turn this on. Right now it's reading 12.5 volts. And she's finally on. The good news is this is reading 13.2 volts. So that is telling me that the bike is actually charging the battery. So that tells me nothing is wrong electronically and now the bike is ready to ride. Good morning, everyone. Today is finally Gentleman's Ride. This morning, I'm going to be meeting up with Raul before we go to the first spot of the official Las Vegas ride. I'm looking forward to it. Pretty exciting. My bike for today is my 2013 Triumph thruxton 900. I got everything set up and good to go. I got my helmet and my GoPro ready. And I got my book bag for camera gear and extra waters. You never know how it's going to be here in Las Vegas, so you always want to make sure you protect yourself and stay hydrated. So now, let me get suited up and ready to go. We made it to Starbucks to meet up with Raul. Hey, look at you. Oh, that's your bike. What's up, man? This is Raul's old bike. Shit. Looks good. It looks so good.
I miss it.
Yeah.
There you go, bro. Damn it. How bad I get
He washes it.
I know. Shut up. He did wash it.
Raul never washes this bike.
Huh?
Raul never washed it. You actually wash it.
I washed it. But huh?
Oh, that's sick.
I didn't get to watch it last night.
Man, it's still cleaner than when I
It looks clean, man. Shit.
I miss this bike. God,
it's a nice one.
Yeah.
What's up, brother?
You want to go ahead? Made it to the first meetup spot of DGR Las Vegas, and there's a lot of riders here, a lot of nice looking bikes. Check them all out.
Just because they had an MSF.
Took over the whole parking lot. Obviously not as big as New York, but it's something, especially for Las Vegas. Woo! Legit. Legit. He put it a little bit too low, so whenever I bend my arm, it's all good. Fully registered for the ride. The people here are really cool. In New York, they never gave us these armbands.
I know.
On the East Coast. And because I ride a Triumph, they gave me free Triumph stickers, which is really cool. But our first ever Las Vegas DGR. Can't wait. Yeah. We gotta make it, we gotta help get big every year. Thank you. Oh, yeah. Yes, thank you. Got myself some coffee. Hopefully it doesn't mess me up during the ride, but hopefully my stomach holds up. We'll see you in a bit. DGR 2024. Let's check out some of the rides. Ooh. So this ride is actually sponsored by Eurocycle here in Vegas. And they're a provider of a lot of the motorcycles. And they provide a lot of Triumphs. Before I moved out here, I would always rent Triumphs from them. So it's nice to see a dealer backing this whole venture. And as you can see, any bike is welcome. It's not just classic or vintage.
They're doing wheelie.
Modern classics.
All Triumphs go up with them.
Okay. I guess they want us up front. The classic Triumphs. It's always tough organizing a ride like this, especially with a big group, trying to keep everyone together, trying to keep everyone safe, making sure nothing happens, and also paying attention to formations. But yeah, we're about 10 miles from our destination. It's a quick little short ride to Red Rock Overlook. It's probably going to be packed. It's probably going to be tough to get everyone to fit over there, especially with tourists and stuff and like regular cars. But we'll do our best. They decided not to ride through the strip this time around because apparently they did it last year and it was hot. So they wanted to do something different where bikes aren't overheating in traffic. But they did say that every year they try to change the route, so hopefully it's a bigger turnout next year and we just mob the strip again. These bikes look good. They sound good. Usually I like riding the back of the pack, but they wanted all the classics, retro, modern classics up front. So this is my first time riding near the very front of the pack in any DGR I've ridden. So it's interesting. Really cool to be part of something like this. Really, really cool. We're about to hit the very edge of town soon, so there should be significantly less traffic, I hope. What a view! What a view! About 4 miles to Red Rock, and that's basically it. That's all of DGR for Vegas. They kept it small. It'd be nice if it was a bit of a longer ride, but it is what it is. I think DGR Vegas has a lot of room to grow, and I just think that not a lot of people know about it just yet. There's so many riders here in Vegas, so hopefully they get more exposure and we get bigger rides every year. That'd be really cool. So if anyone's from the Las Vegas area and they ride, doesn't matter what you ride, come sign up next year. It'd be really cool to see DGR Vegas just grow and grow and grow. It'd be pretty nuts, actually. We made it out here in beautiful Red Rock Canyon Overlook. All the riders and everyone just having a good time, meeting new people. But yeah, this is what DGR is all about. Meeting people that you've never met before, finding people to ride with. finding people to hang out with, and talking about bikes, talking about hobbies, just getting to know people. This is the beauty of DGR. So if anyone's interested next year, definitely join up in Vegas. There's a lot of riders here who wasn't part of the ride, so hopefully they're interested in joining as well. Beautiful bikes everywhere.
All right, here's the deal, guys. If you cannot see me, I can't see you. Here we go, guys. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
All right, so we are the last ones here from Gentleman's Ride. Everybody went to lunch, everybody went home, everyone split apart. And we're just here taking pictures. But that's it for Gentleman's Ride for Las Vegas. All the other cities are still riding right now. They're always still doing their thing. So hope you guys enjoyed the quick little gathering that is Gentleman's Ride Las Vegas. Hopefully it's bigger next year, and hopefully we can get more people out. But for now, hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you for watching. I'll see you at the next one.